Hiring Employees 101. Congratulations! I imagine that you're watching this video because you're ready to hire a team. That's great! What an amazing place to be in business. You know, someone recently asked me, how do you do so much and out of everybody I know, you work the least? The least. Recently, I was on the phone with somebody and they asked me, Katie, out of everybody I know, you work the least and you do the most. How do you do that? My answer was, I've mastered the art of delegating, and that can only happen by way of team. So let's talk about how to build a team for you. First, you have to look at your financial projections. You have to know how much money you expect to make every month for the next 12 months. This can look like taking all the projects that you have currently in your office and projecting how much money you expect each of those projects to bring in every month. What that will do is two things. First, it's going to help you with understanding your workflow. If you see that there's a month where you expect your finances to be less that month, you're going to be able to get ahead of your workflow and move work to that month to be able to bill that month. What that's going to also do is support you in understanding where and when you need support each month. That way, you're able to understand and project and estimate how many hours of help you expect yourself to need over the next 3 months, 6 months, and hopefully 12 months. So then when you're making the hiring decision about who to hire and how many hours they'll work, you have a chart that tells you the whole thing. Which leads me to the second thing. Decide how many hours you think you'll need from this person. I really recommend doing it by way of that chart you created in your financial projections. It's really going to support you strongly in understanding not only where the hours that you need are, but also how much you can expect to pay that person each month. That'll help you decide if you're hiring a part-time person or a full-time person. Also notice what type of help you think you're gonna need each month based on the workload or phase that you're gonna be working on each month. This could look like, for example, hiring an accountant during tax season or a drafts person during the phase of a project you know you're gonna need drawings. It doesn't have to look like one full-time employee to help you with everything. And as a rule of thumb, and I've seen this through my experience working with other designers and coaching them in their business, the common denominator seems to be that every one full-time new hire represents the capacity for 4 more projects at a time in your office. So also consider the capacity for doing more projects and think about that in your workflow chart. All right, so once you do your financial projections to understand the financials of how you're hiring, and then you understand how many hours you think you want this person to have and the type of person you want to have, then it's time to start finding the person. So the next thing to do is spread the word. The way that we've done it in our office is by making social media posts, simply stating on social media, hey, we're hiring. Another thing that you can do is contact your local universities around and say that you're hiring and see if they have anybody that they want to recommend to you. I've also hired somebody that way. And another thing that you can do is reach out to the vendors that you currently work with and see if there's anybody they know, because they work with a lot of designers and sometimes vendors themselves want to go and start working for design firms. So they're a good resource as well too. All right, so you spread the word, you've gotten resumes in, and now you're ready to make the decision on who to hire. During the interviewing phase, what I want you to really keep in mind, and really hear me on this, like this is a writer downer, as they say. It's so important that the person that you hire fits your office culture. It's almost just as important as the person being skilled enough to do the tasks. Really be mindful of that. You can definitely teach people skills, but you can't teach people their personality, and you can't teach people what makes them passionate and what makes them come alive and how they vibrate and how they interact with you on a personal level. Especially if this is your first hire, this is going to be even more important. Remember that as the leader of your company, you have to make sure that your energy remains up, that your energy remains passionate and forward and on fire to move forward. You can't let anybody in your culture bring you down. Here's the thing about hiring a new employee. The success of that person is largely based on how you lead them, because you're their leader, right? You are now their boss, you're their guide. So get good at leading them from behind, and you can do that by way of being a great supporter of their success. Also think about when you hire a team member, that team member should open up more capacity for you and free you up. That is only gonna happen if you're willing to delegate, so you can't be a micromanager. If I'm talking to you, let me know in the comments below. And don't worry, you're not alone in that boat, I promise. Okay, so now that you've hired this person, you're gonna wanna know how to build that team and systemize it so that it works really strong. So check out another video I've created, Team Building Guide, and I'll link it below. And if you like this video, hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe. I really want to celebrate you in this moment of stepping into a new area of growth for yourself. Hiring your first employee is a huge step, and I'm super excited for you. You're gonna love it. You're gonna see so much growth. And along the journey of growth, if you find that there are more questions and there are more complications or things to figure out, I'm happy to support you. I have a program that I've built just for someone like you, and I would love to see you there. You want to check out more about it, visit biographicaldesign.com.